Amara stood quietly in the narrow hallway of her new home, her suitcase resting by her feet. The air was a mix of fresh paint and something sweet, maybe cinnamon. Her heart wasn't nervous, just full of hope. This was a new beginning, a different city, a fresh space, and 3 strangers who would soon become her housemates. The first person she met was Ethan. He was at the kitchen counter, deeply into a novel, a mug of tea beside him. When he noticed her, he offered a soft smile and silently handed her a cup of tea. There was a kindness in his eyes, and his calm demeanor felt like safety, a familiar comfort she couldn't quite place. Then came Luca, barefoot, earbuds in, juggling groceries and humming to a song only he could hear. He greeted her like an old friend, tossed her a tangerine, and joked about the fridge having trust issues. He was vibrant and alive, a splash of color after years of gray. Lastly, Zayn appeared, quiet, hoodie on, a sketchbook in hand. He said her name, gave a slight nod, and returned to his corner by the window. No fanfare, just presence. Something about his stillness intrigued her. As days passed, life in the house settled into a gentle rhythm. Each morning started with Ethan's peaceful good morning and a cup of tea that always tasted better when he made it. He listened, really listened. He remembered small things she mentioned in passing and never needed to be loud to show how deeply he cared. Luca brought energy into her world. He took her to the farmer's market on weekends, turned cooking into a game, and made every moment feel cinematic. He made her laugh effortlessly and never tried to win her over. He simply showed up, consistently. Joyfully, Zayn remained mostly quiet, but his actions spoke volumes. His sketches began appearing around the house, detailed drawings of places, of moments, even of her. Though he never said they were his, she knew, and when they did speak, his words always lingered. One evening, the 4 of them sat around the dining table, the room lit softly, music playing, laughter echoing between bites. Amara looked around and realized how full her heart felt, not from love in the romantic sense, but from connection, comfort, and something just beginning to bloom. The house grew into something more than just rooms and walls. Amara found herself drawn more often to the kitchen where Ethan always had tea brewing and a thoughtful comment to share. One night, she opened up about her past. He didn't interrupt. He didn't try to fix anything. He simply listened. It was exactly what she needed. Luca, ever spontaneous, would knock on her door at midnight to stargaze or try a new cafe. One rainy night, he pulled her outside just to dance in the yard. Her laughter returned in ways she hadn't known she missed. Zayn, still silent, began slipping small notes under her door, just a few words, enough to let her know he saw her. The sky missed you. You looked peaceful today. In response, she left notes too, and sometimes he'd leave new sketches of her hands, her mug, her eyes lost in thought. Their quiet bond deepened without explanation. Then one day, Amara fell ill, nothing serious. Just a fever, but what stuck with her was how they responded. Ethan noticed first. He brought soup, read aloud from his book. Luca came in with snacks and comic books, making her laugh between coughs. Zayn left a note on her nightstand. Rest. The house is quieter without your laugh. That line stayed with her. She couldn't ignore how deeply she was connected to each of them, Ethan with his calm, Luca with his fire, Zayn with his depth. She wasn't in love? Not yet. But she felt something real with all of them, something stirring, messy, and beautifully honest. The small moments became the most powerful. Ethan would move her cup closer when she looked tired. Luca knew her coffee order by heart. Zayn always sensed when she needed space but stayed nearby. Each man saw a different part of her and somehow loved that part without asking for more. Ethan slowly opened up, shared stories from his past, his love for books, his quiet nature. He began recommending titles that mirrored her mood. With him, she felt truly understood. Luca became more deliberate in his affection. He took her to his favorite hidden rooftop garden, letting her into his inner world with no expectations, just sincerity. Zayn remained the most mysterious, but he invited her into his quiet universe by showing, not telling. One afternoon, he handed her a sketchbook filled with drawings of her in ordinary moments, looking out a window, reading, laughing. She didn't remember him being there for those moments, but he had been. Each man awakened something in her. Ethan made her thoughtful. Luca made her brave. Zayn made her still. She wasn't trying to play with anyone's heart. Her emotions were genuine, complicated, yes, but real. She tried stepping back to gain clarity, but even distance revealed how much these bonds meant. When she pulled away, Ethan left tea at her door. Luca waited outside with an umbrella. Zayn slid her a note that simply said, "You don't have to choose. Just be." That note cracked her open in the best way. She realized love doesn't always arrive in one neat package. It can come in different shapes, from different people, and still be true. What scared her wasn't the feelings, it was the intensity of them. Eventually, things began to shift. Ethan got a job in another city and left her a simple note. "You reminded me that quiet love is still love. Thank you for letting me care for you." Luca stayed, but their connection softened into a deep friendship. He gave her a long hug and whispered, "You're magic, you know that." And she believed him. Zayn remained. One evening, as they watched the sunset, he said, "You don't belong to anyone, Amara. You belong to yourself. But I'm glad I got to be part of your story." She reached for his hand, not out of romance, but respect, and he held it, then let go. Amara stood at the same door she once entered with uncertainty, her suitcase beside her again. But this time, she wasn't looking to find herself. She already had. The love she exudes, quiet, joyful, deep, didn't try to own her. It helped her grow. It left her changed, not broken. And as she walked away, she carried that love with her, not as a burden, but as light.